Hey guys, how have you been? This time I would like to take you guys to go scuba diving with me in the Galapagos Islands. So the video is divided into two chapters. The first chapter it's about exploring the Galapagos Islands, and then the second one it's about the scuba diving experiences. So what makes Galapagos so special? Well, there are so many reasons. First of all, this archipelago it's actually a chain of volcanic islands that sits in the Pacific Ocean about 500 miles off of the coast of Ecuador. And the island is situated at a point where three ocean currents collide, and this itself creates such a rich ecosystem. In addition, the islands are so far enough to where the plant and animal species cannot migrate, and over time, they start to adapt and become endemic to that specific island. Okay then, so for chapter 1, let's go explore two Galapagos Islands. So now, the first island that we are going to explore, it's called Santa Cruz. So Santa Cruz is actually not the biggest islands in the Galapagos archipelago. However, this island is actually the most inhabited, and this is where you would expect to see most of the tourists. One of the most remarkable things about the Galapagos Islands is that when you are strolling around the town, you can see wild animals such as like sea lions, pelicans, boobies, and so many more that are so comfortable around humans. If you go to the northern part of the island, you will come to this ranch called El Chato. It is where you can see the giant tortoises that are endemic to the Santa Cruz Island. Even though the tortoises can roam around freely on the island, it's better for them to be protected, especially from the vehicles on the roads. So some known facts about the giant tortoises: they can live up to 100 years in the wild and 177 years in captivity. So the archipelago got its name by the Spanish explorer in the 16th century after the Spanish word Galápago, which means the tortoise. So now, let's go explore another island. It's called San Cristobal. To be honest, I love this island so much because it is very beautiful and it's also less touristy. The best way to explore this island is very easy. You can just walk along the boardwalk and go from one end to the other and check out all the various things along the way, like the Museum of the Military. And if you don't know yet, this island is actually where Charles Darwin first landed in 1835. Something else really interesting in Galapagos is the three endemic species of boobies. They are bluefoot, redfoot, and the Nazca booby. And by the way, if the town is really quiet, just check the restaurants. There might be soccer games going on. Just a little bit outside of the city, you can actually go on a hike that goes in a loop, and you get to see so many places. And the first one, it is the Interpretation Center. Right here, there's so much information for you to learn about the Galapagos archipelago in terms of the endemic species, history, geography. And on top of that, there is Palo Santo trees just right along the trail. Right behind the Interpretation Center, there is a lookout point, and from there you get to see the Kicker Rock. And so this little place for swimming right here, it's a great one for snorkeling, and some people actually saw some baby sharks. And just right above that snorkeling place, there's the statue of Mr. Charles Darwin. Last stop in the loop is this beautiful Point Carola beach, and this beach is great for sunset and also just surrounded by sea lions, and apparently it's also a known place for surfing. If you come during the day, and if you are lucky, you might get to see the marine iguanas. So as you're walking back toward town, don't forget to stop by this old port. It has such a nice view of San Cristobal. There is also another beach that is really close to town, about 10 minutes, called Playa Man, and it's very popular with tourists because it is a great place for sunset and also to be surrounded by sea lions. If you want to get out of town a little bit, you can go on a day tour that will get you to 3 different places. The best way to do it, just hire a driver. It costs about $60 and the whole tour takes about 4 to 5 hours. The first stop on the island, it's El Junco Crater. So this crater itself is really special because it is the only permanent freshwater source in Galapagos. As you hike around the crater, you get to see frigate birds preening. So basically they are cleaning their feathers. Second stop on the tour, it is at this nature reserve called Galapagos de Cerro Colorado. It's essentially a reserve for the tortoise that is endemic to San Cristobal, and it's also a breeding grounds and an education center. The last stop on the tour, it's at this very beautiful beach called Porto Chino. I would have to say it's actually one of the most beautiful beaches in Galapagos. And with that said, apparently you can race with the sea lions and they just coming up from the water really fast, and you can also get an up close picture of the blue-footed boobies. And thank you so much for watching.